Happy podcast day.
Welcome back to another episode of Unlocking Silicon Valley.
Great energy, Aaron.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday, Dave. David's in. Big Diesel's in Las Vegas and celebrating his
60th.
39th birthday.
Big 60.
Yeah, so big happy birthday to David. Love you. Enjoy. We'll see you when you get back. Hopefully you won a bunch of money.
And as for real estate, what are we seeing, boys?
We'll start.
Market
Stats.
is not hot.
Hit us with stats.
All right. Stats currently Santa Clara County. Single families.
Took stats from you?
Nah, this is good.
Mustache minute. What
I
happened?
didn't take stats. I'm always preprepared in case someone doesn't have them. All right. Single family.
right.
We're currently sitting on the market, not coming soon. 1,167 active listings.
Well, not bad.
I mean, it's great for us, but it's bad overall, I would still say. I'm
Yeah, low.
not going to say that.
I mean, it's low.
I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I'm not going to say the spike in inventory is like created some.
But I was thinking in my head it was like closer to 2,000.
Whoa.
No, we're closer to one. We're closer to 1,000.
Yeah, but like low inventory during like Christmas time is like 6 or 7. So, okay, we're at 1,100 mid-year. It's not bad.
Yeah.
But that's 600 or 700 total, usually. Around
What did you
Christmas.
just say?
1167.
Just single family.
Single family. Yeah.
So total, we are over 2,000.
Yeah. So townhouse condos 798. So let's call it
Condo market is just not good.
a lot of stuff sitting.
Yeah. You have to be super strategic with the price.
Yeah.
But you're in Willow Glen right now. Great street. You have like 4 or 5 offers.
Yeah, 4 or 5 offers.
Single family home.
Single family home. Single story. Great neighborhood.
Big lot.
House dialed or
No, all original condition. And I think when we were talking about like initially pricing it, go back to January, February, 2.5. Now market shifted, completely needs everything head to toe. Go on at 1,998. Had a bunch of neighbors say that we were underlisted. This should go well over. Owners think we're slightly lower than list price, should go well over. End up with 4 to 6 offers and they're all around the same price point. Does that mean the market's speaking, or is that a psychological thing for buyers seeing a price point and just staying around it?
the market speaking?
Yeah, market speaking.
Yeah.
When you look at John Quill, I sold for 1.742 back in February.
Yeah.
That was 1,400 square feet. I had the house directly across the street now. Smaller lot, but a 4-bed, 3-bath, 1,900, and that went for 1.7. So
like if-
I'd say like we're down probably 15 to 20% depending on area from March.
It's like when you get like an argument from someone that says, okay, well, what if we listed it at 1.9, or what if I listed mine at 2.5? Would someone have paid 2.5 because that's new asking?
The buyers are willing to pay whatever they feel the market condition is.
And how many offers do you have right now?
6.
But you're going to bump it up. I mean, you could have listed at 2.2 and had nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how
You
many?
could have listed at 1.698 and had 12 offers, but most of them would probably be around 1.6, 1.7.
And how many offers did you get?
I had 9. But it just depends how you want to do it, right? Like everyone's so different, but I think as a seller, you can't be scared to go too low in this market. As long as, but this is interesting. So many people choose agents based on relationships as opposed to salespeople. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like you're choosing someone to get you the most amount of money. How are they going to do it? Well, it starts with selling your house, right? Sell the product. So I don't know. I think a lot of people could probably squeeze a little bit more out with a better strategy and a better salesperson.
But wouldn't you rather be in a position where, say you did overlist and you're only 6 days on or less, and you have no offers or maybe one low one or something like that, or it's like, hey, we're going to do this pricing strategy in a week. I'll give you clarity on minimum. We'll know what the market is saying. So you have 6, points of data on what the market is saying. You had 9. I think that's a better place to be in the seller. And the seller can ultimately do whatever he wants. Hey, we can stay on. Hey, we can,
I think at 2.5, you wouldn't have had the same people that wrote offers even visit the house. At 2.5, we would have had a lot lower activity and probably no offers.
Yeah, and you guys did the open house, right? How was that?
It was great.
Great.
Saturday, 37 groups.
Sunday, about 20.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I've been
60
seeing
groups.
Sundays busier than Saturdays.
That happened to us too.
Sunday was slower for us, but I think,
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
People are
Summertime, you get a
enjoying
lot of-
their Saturday
a
and
lot of kids who are playing activities on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah,
You got
baseball.
your soccer, you got your baseballs in season, we have a couple clients who have NJB basketball on Saturday.
that's big time.
So it was
Remember
also
what
like-
the market was like this time last year? I don't remember.
Yeah, I bought my home this exact.
But did you feel like
Week.
it was like it was a whole?
Sick.
Yeah, I feel like it was similar. Remember we did Santa Clara?
Yeah.
1 year apart.
I don't know. I guess maybe it's like just a little bit too long where I don't remember it every year, but I feel like this happens every year.
It happens every single year. And
But rates are too high, dude. Like,
well, not only that, but we're going through a World War III. Well, potential. It's so funny.
Ceasefire.
I have like 50% of my clients are like people who I see walk through an open house are like hesitant because of everything in the economy. Stock market, job loss. Adobe took a massive hit, I think, last week. World War III potentially coming. And then I have the other 50% who walk through the open house just, I don't know what's going on. I'm just looking for the home. No clue at all about anything political. But yeah, those people who are in these higher end areas, some of them are taking a lot of this into consideration.
I don't see the higher end market taking as big of a hit as we're seeing where like first time home buyers in Santa Teresa. Or
Well, it depends on what higher end market. If you look at Willow
like
Glen,
6 million plus, like Los
Okay,
Gatos,
well, that's it,
Saratoga,
yeah,
Cupertino.
yeah. Los Gatos.
There's still cash flying off because most stock has recovered.
Okay, so look at Madera and Alta Tierra area. Beginning of this year, there's probably 6 homes on average in that area, 2 coming every month maybe. Now we're at a standpoint of 0. And now you look at Willow Glen, still a higher end area for people. It's like 30 something homes on the market now in Willow Glen.
So what are you saying?
That, depending on these neighborhoods, the inventory levels have fluctuated so quickly that it's giving buyers more opportunity to look. Like those higher end areas that you're talking about, 6 million, such a small niche market that when those properties come up, they're still popping off because people are still looking for them.
Yeah, the done and dialed product right now seems to be selling for a lot still, as opposed to like the fixer upper.
I think
Like
the
you
middle-
got a crazy deal.
Oh yeah, that's incredible. Appraised for way more than what I paid, and I'm excited to get it all dialed. But it was a total fixer. It's a total.
Honestly, the seller should hear this, listen to this, cancel a contract on you, and then go back on the market.
Well, it's interesting. So you got that one for 1-1, right?
yeah.
then
What
that
were you
one-
willing
that
to
one-
pay like open market? You didn't know anyone.
I
Did you
actually
have paid one too?
no, I don't think so. 'Cause-
What if they like cleaned it up just a little bit, like paint?
Well, there's
floors?
one on next door that I'm not going to say who is a 1% agent, but he has one on next door. It's been sitting for 3.5, 4 weeks now. Let's not 1.4,
No, it's a 1.5.
1.5.
But that's fully done up, and
Yeah.
they have, no permits for anything. So all the work is nice, but it's not really, it's not backed up. And they had great activity, but they don't have any offers. And I think it's just because it's also marketed as a townhome, and right now townhomes, condos are suffering. So it's going to
So,
eventually come
Have
back
you guys
up.
already talked about this? Your house?
Not in
Okay.
detail, no.
I'll be the question, you be the answer. Okay.
All right.
So like take us through what you saw, what you liked, what you didn't like, what your plan is, like maybe some of the numbers that you're seeing and why you, Jeet, thought it was a good idea.
Because were you looking for a house or did you see an opportunity and pounce?
No, I just saw an opportunity in pounds. I mean, it was a Tuesday, I think 2 weeks ago, where I ran into the agent from our office, and he mentioned that he has this opportunity. And first, within 3 seconds, I had 3 thoughts. I was like, I have a buyer for this. Maybe I should buy it and flip it, and then maybe I can live in this. So all of that happened within a split second, and then I saw it with my contractor, and it was like we walked it together
contractor.
before.
What?
Come on, man. Okay, my ex-contractor.
We got to have him on here, by the way.
but so yeah, gave me the confidence to go for it. It was a decent amount of work that I could handle, but it was a total gut job. Like, I mean, you got to do new electrical, new plumbing, new.
But like when you
floors,
walked
everything.
in, like what did you like about it? Like what was the first like 5 features that you're like, oh, this could be great?
I think location more than anything.
Okay.
Location
in the community,
'Cause you're-
location in the town.
location.
Because you're close to
town.
Jason?
Yes, exactly.
That's number one.
I could throw a football across the highway. And-
Football, you mean like soccer ball, right?
No, like American football.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we should have a video of Pete throwing a football.
What are you using? Cricket? Is that a ball too?
All right, tennis ball. but yeah, no, it's close
Yeah.
to Jason, close to work, close to everything.
Great city.
Yeah, great city. Close to the gym. I can finally be
Okay, so
in.
then the HOA price.
HOA is $450.
How do you feel about that?
It has two swimming pools. It has a tennis court. It covers the roof and the exterior.
So you liked that if you were going to pay for an HOA, you had amenities.
Exactly, amenities and also good HOA. You know,
Okay.
well funded. They have 101% funded. That means
And what does that mean?
That means that if anything, like all the major components in all the houses in the community, which is
It's like a roof.
like a roof, exterior, like foundation work. If some of these major components in the house that the HOA covers go wrong all at once,
Parking lot.
for all the units, how much money would they need to cover all those fixtures? And they have 100% of it. Meaning, if all the houses go bad all at once, they have the money to fix that all. That means less, increments for HOA fees in the next few years, less or no special assessments in the next 5 years. And that, that just gives me confidence that, okay, if I'm going to buy a single family home, I'm anyway going to spend $6,000 to $10,000 a year in maintenance. I'll just factor that into my HOA. And, this is a unique townhome. I typically wouldn't go for a townhome, but this is a 2-story townhome. It has a great layout. It has a backyard. It has good schools, and a relatively low HOA.
So you're in at 1.1.
I'm in at 1.1,
You're going to put how much in, roughly?
roughly 200.
So you're going to be in at 1.3.
I'm going to be in at 1.3.
And do you think in the next 365 it could be worth 1.6?
Yeah, it already appraised for 1.3. So I think, in its as-is condition, so once I spend 200, I think I can get at least, 300 back in value. So I would be somewhere at 1.6 in terms of
And
resale.
how long do you think you're going to keep it? Like, could it be forever? Could you, maybe if you got a crazy price just thrown at you, would you sell it? Or you can use it as a stepping stone to buy a single family one day?
Yeah, I think I'm going to use it as a stepping stone. I think this is a great way for me to, especially if you live in a property, as a primary for the 2 out of the last 5 years, then you can use $250,000 if you're single as a tax exemption. And then if you're married, then it's $500,000.
And you might
So
be married by then.
have some, little Jeters running around.
Little Jeters.
Little Jeters. Little Derek Jeters.
Wow.
So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's a good,
So like,
good way.
what was a negative thought you had like going into it, like that you can share maybe for a buyer that's feeling the same way?
Well, too much work. It's very cash incentive because I'm putting 20% down. I need another 200 to put into the remodel.
400K in.
400K in. Plus, I have the holding cost while I do the work. So, I have to go to the city, get permits, wait for that while I do demo and stuff like that. So, it's going to be a 3 to 5 month project potentially. And meanwhile, I have the place where I have my, where I'm living, and then the mortgage here. So it's just double costs of holding this property.
It feels
for a few
pretty
months.
cash heavy.
Yeah, it's a very cash heavy, and meanwhile, you can't suppress whatever your lifestyle
But
is.
you could have bought a house for 1.4, like South San Jose, but you probably wouldn't have liked what you were buying. So
Yeah.
you would have gutted it anyways.
Exactly. I mean, I think no matter what I bought, I wanted to buy something like what I'm buying right now.
Yeah.
Something where I can
Make it-
have forced appreciation, build some equity. That way, if the market tanks a little bit, I'm still, I have a good cushion to sit on. And if it goes up, I can, ride the wave.
Do you think the market's going to tank?
I don't think so. I think we have a pretty strong micro environment here where all the down payments are tied to stock and stocks are doing well. It's just that earlier this year our rate of absorption went down, so that created excess inventory, and now although the stocks are back up, buyers are on the back foot. So I think that absorption rate will continue to grow after summer, and we'll be back in a normal, if not a seller's market again.
Well, we're proud of you. Goodbye for Jeet.
I like the buy.
Goodbye for Jeet.
I think if it's in the neighborhood that you like, I think any buy is a good buy.
Jeet gets the goodbye. Good job, Jeet.
Yeah. If it's a neighborhood you want, goodbye.
well,
Goodbye.
yeah. And now he's like,
Not like goodbye, but like good, comma, bye.
yeah.
bye.
And then on the smaller end, you're 25 minutes from work right now? 20 minutes?
Yeah, I'm about 25 minutes. Yeah, about 20 without traffic. In the morning with traffic, it's like 40 minutes.
And
Yeah.
Jeet hates waking up. We all are.
And now you're 8 minutes.
Yeah, I can be 7 minutes to the gym, 7 minutes to the office. It's incredible.
We'll call him 7-minute Jeet.
That's
7-minute Jeet.
Dude, that's
My favorite
6 minutes and 30 seconds longer than me.
Oh, Ben. What do you got, Ben?
Oh, man. I kind of gave my little spiel earlier. I wanted to hear like pricing strategy right now, what people are going through when listing.
Yeah, I
homes in
think
the
you got to go
summertime.
low for pricing strategy
Yeah.
right now. I mean, that's my MO, but that's what I've been doing the last 10 years. But
Yeah.
But it's also different. I think you have dialed in properties where people like, have that fear of missing out even with high supply because you have a one of a kind product, So then
let them
people-
know.
Exactly.
We're one of a kind over here.
Yeah.
But we've seen some headlines. Switching gears, Jace,
Yeah.
take us through.
Let's talk off-market listings or off-market properties.
Let me jump in first. So like 3 to 5 years ago, there was like a secret world of off-market exclusive properties. You could send emails, you could pitch them, you could do anything. You didn't have to post them anywhere. Then that big lawsuit came, like what, 2 years ago, a year ago, where you had to post everything as a coming soon. But like as a good real estate agent, you would be like networking with Ben, networking with Jeet, like have all these things. We'd be going to events, talking like shopping properties so that you could find great opportunities for buyers, right? But now it's become much more level of a playing field and you have to post everything on the MLS. At least you're supposed to.
So, new headline in the Mercury News says real estate agent giant Compass files a lawsuit against Zillow over private listing policy. So, for anyone that's not familiar, Zillow implemented a policy that says if a home seller and their agent market a property off of Zillow for more than 1 day, that Zillow will ban that agent and seller from being able to list the property on their platform.
Can you repeat that one time?
But you know what's funny? Zillow used to have something called Make Me Move. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's like
So-
a cash price, right?
No. So like you own your house and you throw it up on there as a Make Me Move, contact Ben Frieden, not Ben Frieden the agent, just Ben Frieden the home seller. And it was say 2 million. And then I call you, I'm like, hey dude, my parents live on this street. I have to have this street. Your house price is 2 million. I'll give it to you. No problem. But it wasn't an active like listing. It was just called Make Me Move.
So what did you say?
So basically, if say you have a seller, you're the agent, and then you have a seller. If you market a property off the market for at least a day,
Like off market.
Like in like email blast or
anything, it was very vague on just
like you
marketing.
throw it on Redfin
Facebook.
or Facebook,
Perfect.
Marketplace, Craigslist,
Perfect.
Done on Facebook.
and they catch you.
And they catch you, then you're banned from that having that property on Zillow. You can't use their property.
Zillow sounds like a bunch of doinks. Hell no.
Yeah. So Compass, the brokerage,
wild.
is suing them
That's suing
over that.
Yeah.
But Refkin's put his feet in the sand. He's going pretty hard after.
Mm-hmm.
I would as well. I'd take Zillow out of the game completely.
But Compass has been pushing exclusive off-market properties for a while now.
Not only them, but there's a couple other companies out here that have been doing that too.
Yeah, and I mean, I like we have a couple clients who are pretty private, and they don't want their house publicly shared.
Yeah. I guess so. When does it make sense? Or
It has to be the seller's choice, I believe. Like if
Well,
you
we-
don't want to be public, don't be public.
well, we talked to a couple clients recently on like the pros and cons. So what would you say the profile of a seller that makes sense to stay off the market as opposed to going on the market? So what are the pros and cons?
I mean, when you're on the market, you're obviously going to get more exposure. So whether or not you're on market or off market on the MLS, at least you're getting agents to see it. I think a buyer, when they see a home off market, initially goes to, oh, we're going to get a deal. Because it's not like a buy now number. It's seller's word versus the buyer's word. So if they come in at 2 million and you want 2.5, you guys are going to be battling back and forth with each other. There's going to be no leverage held.
Correct.
You go on the market, just having exposure. It's like we were talking about yesterday. It's like it takes one person from even out of country to overhear an agent talking to a relative about a home, and you had minimum get extra ears on it.
Right. And the one you're talking about, we sold that one. It was the buyer that called us directly.
Yeah.
No agent was involved. And said, hey, I'm flying into town. I like it. Can I see it? We showed it. He bought it. Aaron and I
think
showed it.
For sellers, there's more than just going on market. If you want to be off market, there are still strategic ways to show your property to the public without going on the market.
So, but generally speaking, you're probably going to take a discount, I would say.
Off market.
Off market because you're not painting, staging, you don't have leverage, but some people prefer it because they're already making so much money on this. Like some of these people bought these houses for $36,000,
Yeah.
right? And like I'm already making so much money. I'd rather have one person through that likes it. My number is $2 million to get to the next chapter. Someone wants to give me $2 million. Cool. I don't know.
Very realistic seller.
Yeah, I had a seller tell me, she's like, you could sell it for $200,000 more. I don't really care. I'd just sell it to this guy. And they're like, cool.
Yeah, they're paying for convenience.
Yeah, there was a guy from the country club. He was like,
And you never know people's backgrounds or situations. They could be an athlete. They could be a celebrity. They could have a nasty divorce and everyone in the neighborhood. You know, that's not something you necessarily want to portray to the neighborhood. So, I mean, it's...
But yeah, there's pros and there's cons, and we can walk you through it, but there's no right or wrong. Right?
Yeah.
Like, if it makes sense to you, do it.
And I think it comes down to motivation too. Aaron and I met with a seller recently who used a pretty cool or interesting term. He's not quite ready to sell, but he has a price in mind where if someone gave it to him, he would take it, and he called it $1 million worth of hassle. Mm-hmm. His house was worth, whatever, for 4. So if someone gave me 5, it'd be worth $1 million worth of hassle for me as to moving and find somewhere to live. So,
yeah, I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. And again, I think if we're a proper agent speaks to these sellers, again, we tell them what they need to hear and not what they want to hear. So, I mean, if the numbers work, like you said, then
this is kind of a dumb analogy, but alcohol is a choice. Smoking cigarettes is a choice. You know there's repercussions for both things, but you have the option. So you shouldn't be able to be told what you can and cannot do when you own the home, right? Like, that's not like what buying and selling houses, the premise was based on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to do.
and usually when we come in, we kind of give like, it's way like someone calls us, hey, I want to sell my house. Well, we don't just go in and be like, yeah, let's, do this, do that. It's, hey, what are you doing? We ask too, is it an option to rent the house? Does that make more sense for you? Like, let's just do what's best for the seller. If the house needs work, there's like a as is price. There's a, if we fix it up price, stay off the market, go on the market, like, and then which route, matches up to their needs the best.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Checks out.
That's right. That's right.
You guys writing any offers this week?
I wrote 2 today. One in Santa Clara, one in Willow Glen.
Santa Clara.
How is
Yeah,
the competition?
Santa Clara.
Whereabouts?
Still waiting to hear back, and it's like central Santa Clara.
El Camino, San Tomas.
I think
Near
Homestead.
NVIDIA.
Yeah,
Homestead.
Near yeah.
Great street, great
Yeah.
neighborhood.
That's a great pocket.
Big
Good-
Santa Clara.
Big Santa
PD
Clara guy.
It's a good pocket. It's
Maybe
not-
you arrested someone there.
No, it's too nice down there. It's too nice. I'd only buy a house down there.
Yeah. So yeah. No, I have no clue. I submitted it about an hour ago. So waiting to hear back. But they had 80 views on the disclosure, 10 downloads. They're expecting probably 5 to 7 offers. So we'll see.
Single
where
family?
it goes. Single family, small, 1,000 square feet.
Big lot.
6,000 square feet lot, and it's listed for 1.5 total gut job. We're a little over. We'll see where it lands. But that house fixed up was selling for like 1.9 to 2.1 back in Jan Feb. So it's pretty nice. Lots of equity to be made in that area now. Or overall, I think there's just a lot of good deals.
Taking a play out of your playbook.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
How are we doing on time? We're good. Anyone got anything else?
No, I'm pretty good. Yeah.
We got some.
Ben's ready to just crush people in counter offers. Jeet's trying to get his offer. I have an appointment in about 20 minutes. Chase, you got anything for us?
It's happy to be here.
Happy to be.
We got any events coming up?
We have.
Yeah, we do. So we
Movie
got
night.
we got a couple events coming up. By the time the next podcast, well, actually 1 month from now, July 20th, we'll have our first Music in the Park. 2 weeks from now, July 10th, we'll have our third movie night of the year, Superman.
Superman. That's a good one.
So if you haven't gotten the invite yet, they are coming out.
One
We're
theater,
all
two
live
theaters?
on it. Two theaters.
Whoa.
So bring a friend. Why not? They're gonna hate hearing.
David's busy. It's fine.
David's celebrating his 60th.
Yeah, a lot of good events coming up. Hopefully, everyone listening here wants to join. And obviously, if you know anyone looking to buy or sell, who you work with matters.
Peace.
See you.